So I saw this post on Twitter talking about how in 2025 there's a lot against punters in betting, whether it be sports betting or racing, although this is focused on racing. So let's have a read of it and I'll give my opinion on what I think and let's see what the post thinks. So it's from Aussie Punting Battlers, which is a Twitter account that I follow. And he says there are so many forces against punters in 2025, more than ever. More people want you to lose than ever before. So it's kind of true. The bookies now don't want to take winners. There are a lot of limits in there. There's a lot more smart punters out there, which are making the incorrect prices harder to find. There's a lot of terms and conditions now that bookies have, which generally make it definitely easier for them to renege on a bet versus just honouring those really bad mistake lines. And then you've got the exchange, which will let you take bets, but there's a lot of sharp money on there, and the punters on there are obviously all against each other. It's peer versus peer. So he goes on to say, in the old days, when the tab was the main form of betting method, they actually wanted you to win. They took their cut, and the balance of the pools was distributed to punters. The more that was divided, the more likely that those punters would bet again, and they would make their margin again. Today's fixed odds dominate the landscape that is a bookie versus punter relationship. Hence, the information you used to get was actually pretty good. You may even remember for a period they had professional read ratings in tabs to try lead the punters into a winner. Now that's true because the tabs just wanted their cut of the pool. So they wanted to help people be on the winners. The winners obviously would be shorter in price. But the more often that people won, the more likely they would come back and reinvest into future pools, and the tab just keeps taking their cut. So as the pools kept growing, the TAB was doing well. Now, fixed price with bookies is not like that. They don't want you to win. They're very happy for you to lose. That's how they make their money. So it's a very different landscape to what it was decades ago. Let's keep going. Now we've moved mainly to a bookie type industry and they want you to feel like you're part of their team while beating you. They use famous faces that you might be drawn to and trust, sports starts, personalities to make you feel like you're part of the team. Reality is you're not part of their team. You're being tipped. Normally high margin losers, and that's often favourites, and you also being tipped into high margin products, multis. So same game multis have terrible vig and overround on there. So definitely they want you to be playing those same game multis, and that is what is pushed by a lot of these advertisements, and they're a terrible bet for most people. And of course, if they know coming into a game on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and they've got all the sharps on the other side of a line, of course they're going to be tipping the side that they want you to be on, which is generally not the side that the sharps are on. So you can almost, and I'll say almost, just go against whatever is tipped just before the game by the bookies, and you'll likely do much better than you would if you actually followed those tips. So bookies have worked through the marketplace. Oh, sorry, I've gone a bit long there. Bookies have also worked to up their copy bet systems, algorithms that boost losing punters for you to copy. They are not boosting the winning profiles, that's for sure. Why would they want to multiply their losses? So you'll see that they have a lot of celebrities or sports people on the bookie sites that you can follow their tips automatically. And that's what it's talking about there. Now, one thing I will say in Betfair, what I have seen from the tipsters on there, they are quite profitable, given the time that they have to put these tips in. Generally, it's 24 hours before, so it's very hard to put tips in for a Saturday meeting early in the week without knowing what those prices are. And the good thing is a lot of the tipsters that are on the Betfair Hub actually will set a price that you can then stick to. The other thing I will say, because I am part of the pros versus bookies competition that does go up on the hub on Betfair, last season both the pros and the bookies were profitable had you followed all the tips. And this season so far, they are definitely significantly profitable compared to last season. Last season, I think we edged out a few units profit each after commission. This season, it's the bookies are going really, really well. So, yes, I get the idea that on the bookie sites, copying some sports better isn't a great thing. They also push out to affiliates, and the affiliates make money by losing. So those affiliates are pushing tips for you to actually take with those bookies, and they get their cut. So it's a bit of a interesting relationship there where they only make money if you lose, and why would they be giving you winning tips? They'll just find another person to fill your spot once you stop putting money through. But it does go on to say there is a silver lining. The marketplace has never been more devoid of smart money. The reason for this is because a lot of the professional punters have given up trying to yield a margin in the high taxing environment. Why is this good for us? Because you are seeing more false favourites than ever. You are seeing incredible value around the ones that are lost to the market. Combined with the fact that so many are being led into losing selections for the above reasons, it means that when you look for value, you can actually find great roughies. And that's kind of true. If you look at New South Wales racing, they have a very high turnover tax. You've now got point of consumption taxes. It gets really, really hard to make a profit. Even if you look at the exchanges these days, they've had to put up their percentage to cover all these regulatory fees, which they've put it up 1%, but 1% for some people can take them out of the game if they're on a very low margin. And you have to think about it this way: the bodies like racing, NRL, are just killing the punters. And if you don't have the punters, then that's a significant revenue stream which they'll lose and is to the detriment of the sport. You can see racing has lost volumes and volumes of betting money over time, and it's all these fees. They all started when these fees came in. It just made it very hard for traders to work on exchanges in Australia. So they pretty much avoid Australia where they can, which reduces the volume of turnover on the exchanges, which then means the prices are a bit more volatile, which does give you a chance to make money if you are looking to back something. But it also does mean those prices are more wrong than what they used to be, which gives advantages. And I guess looking at it that way, there are opportunities there, given that the prices will continue to be more wrong. There's good opportunities if you pick your spots and go against these false favourites that are being advertised by the bookies, and you're likely going to have a pretty good chance. So it's an interesting take on what the industry is actually doing at the moment. And he goes on to say, be smart, you can win, you can have fun, just avoid the traps. So it's a really good post by Aussie punting battlers. I thought I'd bring it to people's attention. Maybe the industry will eventually realise that this is just turning people away from betting. They're basically cycling through people. Obviously, some people do get addicted, and that's where the bookies and the industry do extract a lot of money, but others are just losing a few hundred and just turning away and never to come back on what could be something that can be fun if they could just have a few dollars on it each game and not lose at the rate that they're currently losing. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. Do you have an opinion? It's an interesting thing to think about. And if you do have an opinion, add it to the comments. And if you haven't subscribed and you do like these kind of videos, I'll try to get a few more out. So subscribe and like the video so it can be obviously shared a bit wider in YouTube. And I'll leave it there. So thanks for watching the video.